Welcome back to Third Wave Sabotage. Tim here, and today we're going to be looking at the brand new Nemesis Immortal from the G.I. Joe Classified line. So if you're not familiar with Nemesis Immortal, he is sort of the updated version of Nemesis Enforcer. Most people I've heard talk about it say that he's Nemesis Immortal because of some sort of copyright with names and things like that. As soon as I saw this character, I was like, I'm psyched, because Nemesis Enforcer, for me, of the original Cobra Law figures that came out, so Globulus, the Trooper, and then Nemesis Immortal, Nemesis Immortal / Enforcer was my favorite, except when I saw him in the movie, he was way more imposing than he was even as the figure. And I think he's really, when you look at this compared to the movie, there's a lot more similarity than comparing the movie to the original character. He was just, the bat wings were cool, the kind of spider wings, octopus wings, some people call them, or octopus legs were cool, but this is definitely much more intimidating. Just, it's a presence of a figure. The other thing to note is today is, I think, the 15th of November, 2024. When this one got posted up on Hasbro Pulse, I thought, yeah, I'll click on it, I'll pre-order it, and then, I'll decide, do I want to get it? Do I want to wait? And that thing, boom, got charged and shipped out really quickly. So that was a little bit surprising. But also at the same time, I was excited that, yes, they had it and it'd be coming out immediately, and now I've got it. So definitely a large size figure, a large box, a lot of accessories. Let me show you real quick, just because the box art is quite cool. So there's one side with his number 140 there. Here's the back, which you get this large picture and then some smaller kind of insets over here. And then over here on this side, a large, like a full side version of what we see here, kind of a close-up. And then once again, there's the front of the box. Let's open this guy up. Now you may be asking, why are you shooting a review video in your car? My simple answer is, why not? I was out and about and I thought it'd be fun to do. So here's our first item as far as a back accessory. This is what it looks like. Obviously there's your peg that goes into the back of the figure. There's a close-up of basically the side that sticks out, and then they do have these little the little holes that you often have with anything that's got some sort of wire articulation inside. But even the ends of the if you can see up there, yeah, even the ends, like the hand portion, have sort of like a suctiony look, which is cool. Honestly, for me, this was like never my favorite look for him. I definitely preferred the wings, but cool to have this, obviously. All right, so there we go. There's a look at the figure. I'll show you the back wings. The bat wing is just a really cool look there, with that sort of like furry back. And then you can see these drop down, these drop out. If you have seen, or if you own the Raptor figure, you'll know there's a lot of articulation on his set of sort of robotic wings, and this has a lot of articulation as well, which is awesome. Sometimes you get wings that are just not great. I will also say, I think probably of all the backpacks that I have seen, this, it's not a backpack, but something that goes into that backpack, this is the best as far as actually going into the hole in the back and staying in place, which is great, because as you move the wings, obviously you're going to want to have that thing, just be solid and not be moving around on you. So you can see the wings articulate out like this, and then they will pivot up and out like this as well. So you can go really wide with these wings if you want to do that. Let me just slide this up again. Look how wide that is right there. That is pretty massive. I mean, this thing is so wide, I got to like lean away from the camera to get it to get you to see how wide it is, right? So you're talking, I would say, probably a foot from end to end on those wings. And you can see they definitely are made to look like bat wings, and they have these little hooks on the end, like a little, if a bat's wings, they have like little sort of hands, right? So you can see that. And I don't know if you can tell, but these are a little bit translucent as well. So not totally, but like they've got some, there's a hole there, there's a line there. Yeah, I mean, you could see when I put my hand behind it, you can definitely see it. So that's cool. I don't know what material they use for that, but it's definitely got a translucent feel. I will mention to you that because of the weight of the wings, and when you spread them out like this, you can see he will definitely wobble a bit. So let's tighten these up a little bit, and then we'll look at the rest of the figure. All right, let's start down at the bottom. You can see his feet. You got those two nails or claws on each, which is cool. I do know I saw somebody got 2 left feet on theirs. Mine has a right foot and a left foot, which is good. There are little insets there, so you can put it on a peg. Little holes there, so you can put him on a peg if you want to do that. You can see his boots. Again, the idea is organic, earthy. It's an insect sort of, humanoid type thing. So cool there. You got your knees. You got these 2 sheaths for these 2 swords. So there's a look at one of them. The other one's the same thing. I will note to you that these feel like they're of better plastic. You can probably see that's really quite straight compared to a lot of the items that you'll get from the earlier classifieds. Yeah, both those guys are a little bit of bend on this one, but both those guys are quite straight. And obviously you can hold these or you can put them into the sheaths like so, and they do slide through. So the blade portion, if you will, is going to come out the bottom. So it looks like the blades are going to go in with a little hook forward, that little claw forward, and then they stay in place nicely. Take a close-up look at his face. I mean, this is I think this is the better of the 2 faces. There's another head we'll show you in a minute, but just really cool. And this guy is thick this way, even outside of the wings. He's just a very thick character that way. So he's got these massive blades coming out of his gloves. Let me bend his elbows if I can. Will you bend for me? Let's see. Will it bend? It's the question. All right, the left-hand one is pretty tight. Oh, there it goes. It finally loosened up. And I will tell you that these blades that are coming off of his gloves, they're definitely a little bit softer. Maybe they're the same as this. I think this is a little bit harder plastic than those blades. So just be aware of that. I think they add a lot to the character. Those 2 blades coming off of his arms. Again, a close-up of the head. Just very intimidating looking. I like that his neck is really thick there too. And there's like that kind of collar around it. He definitely doesn't look like he's got this neck, sticking out weird like that. So there's a quick look at that. Here's a look at his additional head. I personally, I'm just not a huge fan of that. It's a little too, I don't know, tripped out. The hollow eyes. I'm just not a big fan of that one. I definitely like this one that you can see him more clearly, like looking at whatever he's looking at. He's got more human-esque eyes. So there's that. Let's take off these wings. Put on this interesting octopus type thing. And I will tell you the same thing. When you put that on, that is really solidly locked in. And that's what it looks like all fanned out. And obviously, if you want to bend these in different directions, you can do so. I think that actually looks pretty cool. I kind of like it with that star kind of look there. Quick note that he does come with these closed fists as well. So Nemesis Enforcer battled against Sergeant Slaughter, certainly like the Enforcer. Nemesis Immortal. Certainly he was sort of like the muscle for Globulus. This is not going to be a troop builder for most people. The price is pretty high, and then also he's an individual character. A lot of people have mentioned Pythona and the Royal Guard. Pythona is an individual character. People are really looking forward to her when they finally make her, if they do. And then the Royal Guard is a troop builder. If you're really into Cobra Law, the Royal Guard and a Globulus and this guy and Pythona, yeah, build out that troop, the Royal Guard. You're going to have a lot of cool things. I'll be interested to see if you'll have a very cool, look, feel for this army that you're building. I'll be interested to see if they added in any of those other things that were in G.I. Joe the movie. There's a lot of like spores and different things like that. I'll be interested. Like they've got a lot to do from the sort of normal G.I. Joe before moving deeper into Cobra Law, but they have definitely gone outside the box at various points. So we'll see if they do that. I think this guy's awesome. Put him up against Sarge, put him up against some other guys. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a showdown between him and another guy that I'm going to be putting a video up on probably relatively soon, but he's awesome. I think he's really, really slick. Of all the Cobra Law, he's my favorite. Of all the guys that are in the movie that we see for the first time, I'm a huge Tunnel Rot fan, but I think probably Nemesis Enforcer was my favorite guy to see just because I think he's awesome. So big, hefty dude, got some swords. Look online, lots of cool pictures that are popping up, and I'll be posting some of these on Instagram as too, under Third Wave Sabotage, so you can check that out over there. But I think this guy's a win. There's no major flaws with this guy. And again, for me, I tend to be a storyteller and a photographer, and less like oh, this looks a little bit weird. His knee joints look a little bit weird. I just think overall he looks great. Yeah, I think he's just a big, beefy guy. What I want, big, intimidating. I wanted the right wings. I think they've included that. And yeah, he's going up on the shelf. He'll be in battles with other dudes. We'll take some pictures and post that online. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you as a part of the Third Wave Sabotage community. Give me a thumbs up and leave some feedback about Nemesis Immortal. All right, Third Wave Sabotage signing off.